You did what you were supposed to do. You texted back. You were consistent. You listened. You were respectful. You didn't play games. And somehow, she still pulled away. It usually happens quietly. No big fight, no dramatic moment, just a shift. Her replies get shorter. The energy changes. The warmth disappears. Now you're staring at your phone, reading the last few messages like there's some hidden answer buried in them. You're thinking, what changed? I was good to her. I didn't mess this up, did I? Why does this always happen when I actually care? And here's the truth nobody tells you. She didn't lose interest because you did something wrong. She lost interest because doing everything right is not the same as creating attraction. That confusion you feel? It's real. And bro, it's not because you're broken. It's not because you're not enough. Most guys go through this exact pattern, and nobody ever explains what's really happening underneath it. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why effort alone can actually kill attraction, what women are really responding to on an emotional level, and how to stop being the guy who looks perfect on paper but feels forgettable in real life. Let's get into it. Most guys believe attraction is something you earn by saying the right things, being available, and proving you're a good man. But the real truth is this: women do not bond with your checklist. They bond with your energy. She doesn't just hear your words, she senses your emotional state underneath them. She feels when you're grounded. She feels when you're trying too hard. She feels when your attention is genuine. And she feels when your behavior has a hidden agenda behind it. That's the part most men miss. Attraction is rarely about effort by itself. It's about what your effort communicates. If your kindness feels calm, real, and effortless, she relaxes into it. If your kindness feels like pressure, performance, or silent negotiation, her energy shifts. She feels a wall go up, even if she can't explain why. And here's the thing. Most guys think women lose interest because they weren't impressive enough. But a lot of the time, she loses interest because she stopped feeling emotional freedom around you. Not because you cared, because she could feel you needed your caring to be rewarded. That's when attraction starts fading. Not when you make a mistake, when she feels the weight behind your behavior. So let's break down the real reasons this happens. 1. The hidden contract. Here's the part nobody talks about. Most guys are nice in a way that feels clean on the surface, but loaded underneath. They give attention, time, reassurance, and consistency, but secretly expect those things to create attraction in return. That's the problem. Women are incredibly sensitive to emotional contracts that were never spoken out loud. She may not consciously think, "He expects something from me," but her nervous system picks it up instantly. She feels like your kindness isn't free. She feels like it comes with pressure attached. And pressure kills chemistry. Wrong approach sounds like this: "I've been nothing but good to you, so I don't get why you're acting distant." Right approach sounds like this: "I like talking to you, but I'm never going to force something that doesn't feel mutual." Feel the difference. The first one says, "Reward me." The second one says, "I know my value." Not desperate, not cold, not pretending not to care, but calm, grounded, self-respecting energy. That kind of presence feels rare. And when you do that, she feels free instead of managed. 2. You became too available too fast. And here's where it gets interesting. Most guys think fast consistency builds attraction. So they text all day, respond instantly, over-explain everything, and make themselves emotionally available before real connection has even formed. It looks caring, but it feels heavy. Why? Because attraction needs space to breathe. Not distance as a game, not silence as manipulation, not acting busy to look important, but natural space that lets feelings develop without being crowded. When you're always there, always ready, always leaning in, she stops feeling your presence as magnetic. It starts feeling predictable. Worse, it starts feeling like your life is waiting on her. And a woman rarely gets addicted to energy that feels overly accessible before it feels valuable. Wrong approach. You send, "Good morning," then an hour later, "Everything okay?" Then, "Did I say something wrong?" Right approach. You send one grounded message, then you go live your life. Because the right vibe is not frantic connection. It's calm availability without emotional chasing. Conversation is a dance, man. If one person keeps stepping forward every second, there's no rhythm left. And when you stop flooding the space, she starts having room to feel your absence. And that's when she starts replaying the conversation in her head. 3. You were performing, not present. This is the one most guys completely miss. Most guys focus so hard on being impressive that they stop being real. They say what sounds attractive. They act how they think a confident man should act. They become a polished version of themselves instead of a genuine one. And women feel that instantly. Not because the lines are bad, not because the effort is evil, not because she wants you to be perfect, but because real attraction depends on emotional congruence. If your words say, "I'm confident," but your energy says, "Please approve of me," she trusts the energy every time. Your energy is the message before your mouth even opens. Wrong approach. You're sitting with her, nodding too much, agreeing with everything, laughing half a second too hard, trying to keep the moment alive. Right approach. You listen fully. You speak slower. You let silence breathe. You say what you actually think. For example, instead of, "Yeah, wow, that's so crazy, no way, I totally love that too," you say, "That's actually interesting. Most people say that because it sounds good. You seem like you really mean it." That's presence. Silence matters too. Because silence between words is like silence between musical notes. That's where the rhythm lives. And when you stop performing and start being present, her gut starts saying, "Something about him feels different." 4. You made her the prize. But here's what changes everything. Most guys put the woman at the center of the emotional universe too early. Her texts decide their mood. Her attention decides their confidence. Her approval decides whether they feel like enough. That energy is impossible to hide. And the second she feels that you've placed her above yourself, attraction starts collapsing. Because women are drawn to men who are rooted in something deeper than the moment. Purpose, standards, direction, self-trust. When your entire vibe says, "Please choose me so I can feel valuable," she feels emotional weight. But when your energy says, "I like you, but I'm already grounded in who I am," she feels safety and tension at the same time. That's magnetic. Wrong approach. Canceling plans, checking your phone every 5 minutes, overthinking every reply, building your whole week around whether she seems interested. Right approach. You enjoy her. You pursue her cleanly. But your habits, your mission, your peace, your real life stay intact. Because this isn't a trick. This is who you're becoming. A woman wants to feel chosen, not responsible for holding your entire emotional state together. And when you stop making her the prize, she feels your strength instead of your dependency. 5. You confused comfort with chemistry. Here's the part nobody explains clearly. Most guys think being safe means being endlessly agreeable. So they avoid tension, avoid playful honesty, avoid challenge, avoid emotional contrast, and the connection becomes flat. Nice, but flat. Comfort matters, absolutely. But attraction is not built on comfort alone. It needs aliveness. It needs polarity. It needs a sense that something real is happening between two actual people, not two customer service representatives trying not to offend each other. Most guys become so careful that the interaction loses texture. She stops feeling seen as a woman and starts feeling handled like a responsibility. Wrong approach. Her. So, what was your first impression of me? You. That you seemed nice? Right approach. Her. So, what was your first impression of me? You. Honestly? You seemed a little dangerous. In a fun way. That lands. Not rude, not scripted, not trying to shock her, but playful, grounded honesty that creates emotional spark. Or this. Instead of, "Whatever you want is fine," you say, "You pick this time. I picked last time. Don't abuse your power." Now there's energy. Now there's rhythm. Now there's a real vibe. And when you stop flattening your personality to avoid risk, she feels the spark that turns comfort into chemistry. 6. You reacted to every shift. And here's where a lot of men quietly lose her. Most guys cannot hold emotional steadiness when a woman's energy changes. If she replies slower, they panic. If she seems a little distant, they chase. If the vibe dips for one day, they try to force reassurance out of the moment. That reaction tells her everything. It tells her your calm is conditional. It tells her your confidence disappears under uncertainty. And it tells her that instead of leading your emotions, you're handing them to the situation. Women notice that fast. Because attraction isn't just about how you act when things feel good. It's about what happens when the energy gets unclear. Wrong approach. Why are you being weird? Did I do something? You seem off. Right approach. You notice the shift, but you don't collapse around it. You give it space. You stay warm, but grounded. Maybe you say, "No worries, handle your week. We'll talk later." Simple, clean, no emotional begging hidden inside it. That communicates something powerful. I can handle uncertainty without losing myself. And her brain hears that as strength. She starts thinking, he's not trying to pull reassurance out of me. He actually feels grounded. That's emotional maturity. And when you hold your center instead of reacting to every shift, she feels calm around you instead of pressure. 7. You were trying to win her instead of revealing yourself. This is the deepest one. Most guys approach dating like a test. Say the right thing, avoid the wrong thing, get selected. So the whole interaction becomes a performance built around not messing up, and that mindset quietly drains all the life out of you. Because when your focus is winning her, you stop asking the only question that actually creates real connection. Do I genuinely like her? That shift matters more than most men realize. The moment you stop seeing her as a judge and start seeing her as a person you're getting to know, your entire energy changes. Your posture changes. Your pacing changes. Your voice changes. Your silence changes. Most guys interview for approval. Grounded men explore for truth. Wrong approach. Asking safe, predictable questions just to keep her interested. Mirroring everything she says. Editing yourself in real time. Right approach. You stay curious. You challenge lightly. You reveal your actual tastes, standards, and mindset. For example, instead of, "Yeah, I'm down for whatever you want," you say, "I'm easygoing, but bad energy kills it for me fast." Or instead of, "That's cool," you say, "I like that you're ambitious. That's rare. But I still can't tell if you're trouble." Now she feels you. Because now the interaction has something most guys never bring. A real man with a real center. And when you show up to reveal yourself instead of win her, she feels the difference instantly. And that's the shift that turns interest into obsession. So what's the real takeaway here? It's not that women lose interest because you care. It's that they lose interest when your care feels like compensation for a lack of groundedness. That's the whole game. Not more effort, better energy. Not more texting, more presence. Not acting like you don't care. Not becoming cold, not playing manipulative games, but becoming the kind of man whose calm, genuine vibe doesn't collapse just because he likes someone. Because this was never about memorizing lines. It was never about finding the perfect tactic. And it was definitely never about becoming more fake. It's about becoming more real. When you internalize this, you stop performing and start being. You stop chasing reactions and start holding presence. You stop trying to earn attraction through perfection and start creating it through grounded energy. And bro, that changes everything. Because the men women feel the deepest are rarely the ones doing the most. They're the ones who feel the most solid in themselves. So remember this line. Real attraction doesn't start when you do everything right. It starts when you stop needing your effort to be rewarded. And if you felt this, then the next step is learning how women test for insecurity without ever saying it out loud. Because once you see those patterns, you stop sabotaging yourself without realizing it. Go watch that next. And if you want more videos like this, subscribe.